And we're live. Today we're kicking off our series of a new series, Sippin' Song. So we're going to have a musician from New York, Bianca Espinal, join us here in a bit. I've got some cocktail ingredients set out because she's going to play a couple songs, and I've listened to them in advance, and I'm going to make some cocktails that'll pair with the songs that she's playing. So I've got... Hi Becca, how are you today? Noble Oak Bourbon and Rye. We've got a little rum also in the portfolio because Noble Oak is situated in a portfolio of products with in a company called Edrington Group based out of Glasgow. All the products give back to charity, so I'm going to throw some love to our sister rum, work that into one of our cocktails. If you caught the video earlier, I juiced a little fresh pineapple juice that I'm going to use in one of the cocktails. I had some Campari that I had hanging out with some watermelons. I have watermelon infused Campari, and it's going to be good. We're going to have a good time. Bianca, how are you?
So good. How are you?
I'm very well. Happy Wednesday. Don't forget, live.
Say it again.
I had it all set up so that everything is framed. I forget that when we go live that you get half the screen. So.
Oh yeah, I also set up this whole thing, and now can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, good. I set up this whole thing just so it can look, you know, like what Noble Oak would kind of feel like to me, I guess.
Nice. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Brooklyn at the very moment.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Hold on, I'm gonna get this a little closer to me because this is way too far. How's that?
It looks good. What are you going to be playing today? Are you playing? I guess we didn't touch base about this. We're just going in. Are you playing a guitar? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, I have my my handy dandy, always been here since I was 18, acoustic guitar. It's a little wanky now and needs some tuning, but it's lasted me this long. So
Nice. So you've been together for a while then.
This is my, I call her the blackest lily, even though she's not black at all. When I first got her, the first song I learned on it was a Corinne Bailey Rae song that's called The Blackest Lily, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck. So her name is Lily.
Well, nice. I love to see a nice guitar. Mine's in the other room. I
You gotta bring it out.
Moved to Seattle and I graduated and got a nice acoustic.
Okay, good. Where are you from? Where are you from, Tom?
I'm from out east, so I'm mostly from Connecticut, but I lived in, well, I didn't live in Brooklyn. I lived in Ridgewood, Queens. I lived Brooklyn adjacent and mostly worked in Brooklyn.
It's close enough.
Yeah, for a number of years. And I was mostly like East Brooklyn, like Williamsburg and Bushwick.
Were you working as a bartender as well, or?
Yeah, I was bartending in New York and in Brooklyn, a bar called Extra Fancy in like 2012.
It was called Extra Fancy?
Extra Fancy, yeah.
I like that.
Rest in peace, Extra Fancy. It was a good bar. Fun bar. Cocktails are fun, which kind of gets us a little bit of a window into what we're going to be doing here. So this is going to be a first for me, but it's a fun, is teaming up with musicians, playing a song, and having a cocktail specifically paired with it. So I've listened to the songs, but I think it's going to be a very different treatment. Is going to be a very different arrangement for these songs than what I heard, and I'm excited.
Oh, well, not really. I do change it up a little bit while I'm playing, so whatever I'm giving is literally just in the moment. I never really change up any of the songs. They are as they are. Yeah.
So yeah, tell us a bit about your background just as a musician and who you are, what you're bringing to the table, what your philosophy is of music, kind of like, how you got to this point in your life and in your musical career, and some of the things that have informed that.
Well, I started singing with my dad when I was younger. He was a bass and guitarist for my uncle's church band. And I was basically just like the baby that was everywhere touring with him in New York and all the Christian churches. So my background is basically in like Spanish gospel Christian music. And then after that, my dad was like, at 17, he was like, let's go to the subway and let's play around and let's meet people and let's like expand our horizons and kind of test our limits as musicians. And I was shitting my pants the first time I did that, and it was on the S train, you know, when you get to the 4th train. So I was on that platform, and I made like a lot of money for a 17-year-old that didn't know. I was like singing Adele and Sarah Bareilles, and those people were basically my foundation of getting myself out there, and people kind of liked it a lot. So I did it for about 5 years, and then I got my first gig at this random YMCA with this lady called Wendy, and she still follows me. We still talk to each other till this day. And I was there like almost twice a month, and then I started gigging at Bar 9 on 51st Street, and from there on, I just kind of winged myself all the way to Brooklyn, and now I'm living here and just trying to center myself and have an apartment to myself. And if you guys want to see something very cool, I have I'm the mother of 5 puppies, if you guys are willing to see it.
Is this?
You can't really see them. Thanks. There they are.
Yeah.
That's Troubles.
So.
The joy of our lives.
Troubles?
Yeah, that's Troubles.
Get a lot of so that's a new development since lockdown. It was like one of the stories in lockdown in the COVID world is that everybody's adopting puppies, but you had a dog who now
I've had them. Yes. Say it again.
No, but you've had a dog who gave you more puppies, so you didn't start from 0 dogs, but you went from 1 to 6.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. I never had any puppies when I was growing up, or any animals like that, just like birds and snakes and like little things like that, but nothing that I can like walk outside with and like have an intimate conversation with, you know, cry with in bed and like all this other stuff.
How old are the pups now?
They're about 5 days, so it just happened.
That just happened.
Like 5 days ago, yeah.
Becca wants a puppy. I was like, do you have a plan for the puppies?
I'll ship a puppy.
There you go. Somebody's gonna have a field trip driving across the country to get Becca a puppy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you have a plan for the puppies, or are you?
So one of them is gonna stay with us, and when I say us, it's Orange Juanito. He's also gonna be playing here with you guys in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
And we're gonna keep one of them. She looks exactly like her mom, so we're hoping that maybe after she turns 2, that will bring me a puppy. I will bring you a fucking puppy. But we're gonna keep one of them. One of them is going to one of our friends. One of them is going to the dad. One of them is going to Cornelio's family. So that's basically 4 of them, or 3 of them that we know that have a home, or 4 of them that have a home. So we have 1 more that needs to go somewhere.
So Becca, there's one puppy left. Put the money in.
Put your money in. Let's go.
Hit the Venmo link right now and get them. Well, that's great. Yeah, congratulations. So I guess to transition a little bit into the Noble Oak world. So we're doing this, and I think that Noble Oak is primarily 2 things. It's great. Okay, you've got some whiskey. Excellent. I got to get a glass here.
It's actually really good. It doesn't hurt my throat. Usually whiskey is like very harsh. When I first started singing, that's all I drank was, because Amy Winehouse was that kind of person. She was either drinking gin or she was drinking whiskey, and I thought that was just like what singers do on stage. And then I had to slow down a little bit because it became kind of a vice, you know, an escape.
Well, I'll join you a bit with some whiskey, but I think, and that's also a great preview. Noble Oak is great whiskey with a noble heart, and that's where the Every Bottle Plants a Tree piece comes in. So do you want to jump into either a story from your whiskey background, how whiskey has ever factored into your life, That's a bit of it. Or a favorite nature memory or anything in the world of tree planting and nature that jumps out to you.
When in 2017, I had done a really big backpacking trip. I left New York for 3 months. So I got to see a lot of Europe on that trip, and not a lot, but I mean like a whole lot. I never had been there, so I was just like, let's fucking go. I quit all my jobs. I raised like $10,000 for myself and just left. Like I worked 4 jobs. I was not fucking around. And when I went over there, I got to see the Sierra Nevada. I got to sleep in the mountain. I got to do 5-hour hikes. I got to go to the south of Spain and, you know, just like go to Toledo and see the bridges and go to Ronda. And I got to go to Norway and I got to see Trotunga. I don't know if you ever heard of that place in Norway. It's about I think it's like 3 or 4 hours up in the train. And once you're going up there, there's literally nothing but beautiful snow-covered mountains. There's roads that are covered in snow. There's little houses and huts and like just crazy shit that you've never seen here in New York. And that was one of the biggest, most humbling experiences because my family had never been out there, and I got to take a part of that with me and kind of show them that there's something else other than, you know, DR or, you know, New York and Miami or whatever it is that they like going to. But I got to bring a little bit of that nature with me. And then I got to go to Switzerland, and that was an amazing time. I got to go to Lauterbrunnen, which is like one of the biggest waterfalls, and you get to ride this like, I have so many stories.
I was like, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I keep it going.
So I was in Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland, and I got to drive through France. And then I went to Greece, and I got to stay in 3 islands over there, and I got to step on top of like the Dimitri Temple, which it's beautiful. I just don't understand how they ever made their way through the mountains with this marble to make these beautiful columns and all these rooms full of marble. It was just so fantastic. I had like the best time in Greece. I think if I ever had to retire, I'd go over there and become a shepherd. So yeah, that's my future story.
So I was going to say, here comes the hard question is, when we get this vaccine, which of these places are you going to revisit first? What's the one that you're like, if you had to
I want to go to Spain like tomorrow, like today, if I could get on a flight. I think I would want to just go there and see the beautiful. I don't know if you've ever been to Spain. Have you ever been to Spain?
I have not. No, I had my first European trip 2 years ago now, I guess. This how
Yeah.
time. Wow.
Where'd you go?
I saw Scotland. So I had a couple of different trips. Mostly Scotland. I saw Isle of Skye. We went to Glasgow and saw a lot of the insides of hotel conference rooms because that was a work trip. But we also got to see some of our parent company's distilleries. So there's a lot of scotches in the portfolio of Macallan, Highland Park, and Glenrothes. I didn't go up to Orkney and see Highland Park, but we did get to see the Glenrothes and Macallan distilleries.
Wow.
And that was super special. And I got to spend a little bit of time in London as well, but I didn't get to jump around the rest of Europe.
Where'd you go in London? Or where
every cocktail bar in the city, I think. And I can't remember them all because we went to like 10 a night, but it was an incredible time and a lot of fun nightlife stuff in London.
Yeah, I would agree. I really like London also. I think it's very alive, just like New York is, but it just ends early. That's all.
Yeah. Super good vibes and just totally wild cocktail stuff too. The stuff that I'm going to be doing today looks like baby stuff in the world of London cocktail scene because they're doing like distilling at home. It's like I infused some Campari with watermelon, and that's like super complicated in my world.
How would you make a Campari watermelon?
I just took this bottle and poured it into
watermelon.
Yeah, I cut up half a watermelon and just let them hang out together for a day, 24 hours in the fridge, and then because watermelon has so much liquid, just poured it straight back. And now it's Campari that tastes like watermelon. But I did 2 different things because we do have a juicer. So I juiced a pineapple and then juiced the watermelon cubes that were left from that sat with Campari. So they're kind of 2 different treatments. There's like Campari watermelon juice and watermelon infused Campari.
I like that. I like it all. I wish I was there to taste it.
I know that's the bummer about the. Before we were doing like let's make a cocktail together, and we would kind of like try and do whatever you have at home, gonna make a version of that. But now we're doing music, and that's cool too. So let's just songs, and then we'll come out of it with some other questions. But what's the first one that you're gonna play?
I think I want to go with Time. Time was written at a time that I needed a mantra to live by, something to help me through, of course, a crazy breakup or with someone that someone that had changed my life a lot in a really big way. And I got to know myself more through that person, with my experiences and with him just like showing me that there's much more to New York than there is. And yeah, oh, that's my best friend, Chloe. She literally calls me sometimes and she's like, yo, again, your song, like I had to just remind myself, time to let it go, time to let it flow, right through me, right through me. And as I say that, I get, look, oh, my goosebumps are coming up.
Happening. Ready.
And when people say that to me and they reflect that they can even remember such words like that, that kind of helped me through a time where I just didn't know what to do or how to let it go. And simply those words were exactly what I needed. It was just exactly that. It was just a mantra of helping me release a lot of stress. So
yeah, I was getting strong breakup song vibes from it, but I didn't want to be presumptuous. So I'm glad that.
Oh, you're right.
But it's still very optimistic. I feel like for a breakup song. So you
Yeah,
can take it both ways, and especially I think it can hit you in a different way depending on where you're at in your life. But
yeah, and I want people to know that you can connect to that song in any way. Like that's with any type of music. You can be talking about loneliness to someone, or that song can be talking about loneliness, and still you feel so whole when someone's singing about that. It's such a weird way of connecting to things. I think that's why music exists. It just makes you feel like it doesn't make you feel lonely. It just makes you feel whole. It makes you feel heard. As if somebody already knew that what you were going through and exactly what you needed to hear. And so I hope this song does that.
yeah, well let's jump into it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start making a cocktail, but I'm gonna try not to be super loud about it while you're doing this.
Okay. Yeah. I'll sing as loud as I can.
Cheers.
Cheers.
While the tubes are loading, for those of you at home, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna make so we can run through all this, and Bianca will be back momentarily. I'm sure. The tubes were clogged, but it's all right. We're gonna come back and we're gonna jump in from the top again. This is to be expected in our remote work from home world now. Welcome.
Literally was about to open my mouth.
I know we could just start from the top because we didn't get if the tubes got clogged right as soon as you were starting to play. So
Yes.
from the top, this is Time with.
Here we go. Thank you. Hey. Time to let it go. Time to let it flow right through me. Right through me. Yeah. Love that weighed me down. You held me on the ground. I couldn't make a sound. You turned me up. You turned me upside down, down, down. Time to let it go. Time to let it flow right through me. Right through me. Yeah. The love that we found, you held me on the ground. I couldn't make a sound. You turned me upside down, down. You turned me upside down. Running round and round, yeah. This is melting into frowns. They're turning inside out. We lost what we have found. I'm saving my soul now. Time to let it go. Time to let it flow right through me. Yeah, right through me. The love that weighed me down, you held me on the ground. I couldn't make a sound. You turned me upside down, down, down. You turned me upside down, down, down. You sung about your pain. What I have done made you insane. Oh, I should have never changed for someone playing games. I look the other way. I'm saving my soul now. Time to let it go. Time to let it flow right through me. Yeah, right through me. Oh, the love that weighed me down. You held me on the ground. I couldn't make a sound. I'm saving my soul. Now, time to let it go. Time to let it flow right through me. Right through me. The love that weighed me down. You held me on the ground. I couldn't make a sound. You turned me upside down, down, down. You turned me upside down, down, down. You turned me upside down, down, down. You turned me down, down, down. I'm saving my soul now. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Dang.
I
Was
know
that
it's
long
hard to
enough?
talk about.
I feel like
That was great. So I built a drink here.
yeah.
Chloe asked in the thing, on the question thing, she pushed the button and made the question happen.
Ooh.
What's the process for pairing the songs with a cocktail? And I think that there's three primary ways that I would think about jumping into this. Something thematic. So like, we're talking about time and turning you upside down. Could I tie it in that way? I didn't go that direction with this, really. Or does the song have kind of like colors and do like a synesthesia thing? I feel like this to me feels like reds and blues, kind of in a purpley, earthy, dark and melancholy, but also with an underlying warmth. Um, and or just what would I want to drink while I'm listening to this song? So I wanted to do something shaken and something stirred for your two songs. And to be honest, I kind of cheated a little bit because I wanted to use the Campari watermelon. So I already had that idea in mind. So this feels like the stirred song. This you want something a little bit stiffer to kind of soothe the pain after you have a difficult experience, but also to push through it on the optimistic side. So
Yeah.
this is the stirred cocktail. And I love a Manhattan. And if you do stirred, it's going to be something like Manhattan and Old Fashioned or something with a little bit of bitter stuff in it. So I went the Manhattan route, something kind of classic, smoothed out a little bit with some vermouths, but a perfect Manhattan with both bourbon and rye. So I think that this fits the mood that I was feeling. Like a drink that I want to drink while I'm listening to and thinking about all those emotions. And that's kind of my process for that. But well, I don't know. What would you pair with this if you had to have a drink, or what's your thinking on that? We're gonna do this.
Me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it was loading when I was finishing that thought. But what would you think?
Yeah.
In terms of pairing a drink or something with this, or a visual with this song?
Well, something I really enjoy drinking anywhere, and I like always ordering it because it sounds like I'm ordering a literal drug, is a, what's it called? Wow, I haven't been to a bar in so long, I can't even remember. It starts with a P.
Yeah, penicillin cocktail.
Penicillin cocktail is my fucking everything. It literally is everything I ever need. There's ginger, lemon. Oh my god, I need a glass like that.
Figured I would dress it up.
Oh my god, I'm here just like this. I don't even know what this jar was. I think it was like a I think it was peanut butter jar. I like drinking out of jars. I don't know.
That's great. They double as cocktail shakers too, so it's good if you don't have a bunch of fancy tools at home.
So smart. But yeah, penicillin is my favorite thing to make because it's not hard. There's nothing really extra to it. And I also love it when they put the sugared ginger on top of it. If the bar does that, that's pretty much it.
See, and that'd be a good choice too, because it's like medicine. So if you go through a difficult experience and you need something to soothe you, a penicillin would be a great choice.
Exactly.
You beat me at my own game.
No, never. I'm here meeting you at a museum, you know, and agreeing with you that it should be a medicine when you're drinking. A cocktail to me is always so beautiful to be like, listen, I like whiskey, to the bartender, and just like whatever you can make from that, like just do it. Anything sweet, like just do it. Or I love doing that to bartenders. I love seeing what they can bring to the table. It's like one of my favorite things. I like going to bars. So
I know. This would be a fun thing if we could do it in real life so that everybody could kind of taste and listen along. But
it could be like Hot Wings. Do you know what Hot Wings is? The YouTube show with the dabs all the different hot sauces on the wings. Like that should be something you guys think about.
We're gonna taste a different whiskey across all the performances. Well,
yeah.
Make one at home. Make a drink at home if you're watching along. Let us know. Shoot it in the comments if you made something, what you think pairs well with the songs. But yeah, let's jump into song 2.
Oh my god. Okay.
Or don't. We could talk more. But.
No, it's okay. How long have we been live? I hope we never run out of time. That's my thing.
My time says 2:30. We could run for another half hour. But
okay, good. This is really good. I'm enjoying it so much.
It tastes good. It's good. People like it. We plant trees. Every bottle plants a tree. But yeah, we were just talking. I was a little late setting up for this, honestly, because we were having a chat with the folks, the production team, the folks who make the whiskey, and we were talking about like why it's so good and how it was really interesting because I have been working for this company and this brand for 3 years now, and I had never heard them say like, we set out with the goal of making the best whiskey that we could. Everybody thinks that it tastes like a $65 bourbon. and it's 35 bucks on the shelf, or 30 bucks depending on where you live and when you get it. So
Yeah.
it's fun to hear them say that. But whiskey, it's good. People like it.
Yeah. I once again, like, straight up, I can't handle anything else except whiskey straight up on ice. Like, I literally can't do I can't do tequila. I definitely can't do vodka. I'm not that angry. And then with gin, I love gin and tonics. I love that. And yeah, whiskey has just been such a, like, my dad would be on stage with me, and he would be drinking Coronas, like, as the Dominican that he is, and then I'd just literally just be drinking straight up whiskey on stage. I looked like it looked like I was like, he was the younger person and I was the older the older lady, like, with experience, and like somber and like super like ready to like taste some like edgy, alcohol. It's just so
It was the
funny.
whiskey that got you there, huh?
Yeah.
Um, how do you want to jump into that then? Like, what about whiskey? Like, how did your relationship with whiskey develop, and how did you become that person on stage with your dad who was drinking Corona? Why didn't you just inherit the drinking the Corona? What got you into whiskey in the first place?
I just don't think beer has like a well, there are a lot of beers with a whole bunch of different tastes. Like, my brother likes Sour Monkey, and he enjoys, I don't remember the name of the actual company, but he likes things like that, and like he likes different kinds of beers because he went to boarding school, and he got to like hang out with like kids, you know what I mean? Like, go to parties, drink some beer, and like blah blah blah. But I never got to really do that, so I had to become an adult at 18. Kind of moved out of my mom's house really young, so I guess that kind of influenced whiskey in some type of way. I just don't, beer to me doesn't have a connection. There's no instant feeling from beer. There's something with like whiskey and just alcohol in general where you can like connect to it as faster than beer. I think it gets you drunker, of course, but there's just something to it. There's like something, the way that it makes me feel, that I don't know, it's good. It's just good.
Well, they're called spirits, right? Like distilled spirits, and
Yeah,
the immediacy of it, I think, is definitely there. But you have a bit of a background in coffee as well, too, right? That's how
I
you,
do.
because I feel like there's a lot of overlap in the world between coffee and spirits,
Oh yeah,
especially here in Seattle. So much of the best bartenders kind of cut their teeth or have backgrounds in barista work, or because the flavors are very similar, just how tightly and densely packed the flavors in espresso are, the flavors in spirits are. There's a lot of similarity there.
exactly. Yeah, I've been working with coffee for a long time. I never got into depth with going to farms or anything like that, but I've always worked with really independent companies. And for example, I was working with La Colombe, uh, where it did become very corporate at one point, and then I moved on to working on like Father Knows Best, which is here in New York, in Brooklyn. And they're a smaller company that serves Devotion, and that also was a smaller company before it became such a big corporate company. And to me, yeah, coffee is like my everyday. I had to actually take a 9 a.m. like ready to go. So I was just drinking Earl Grey for a while, for like the last month, but I had Little Skips. It's this coffee from Lao, and they don't usually do coffee. There's a lot. I went over there to just buy some coffee. I had ordered something from Origin, also that's from Colombia, which is also, I love single origin coffee where it has more of a distinct taste. It's always usually a lot more citrusy, way more sounds, and like sometimes I don't like dark coffee. I just love things that are lighter and have a lot more in betweens. Like, I can taste the strawberry, the rhubarb, or I can taste like the nuts in between, the chocolate. I can taste the almond or whatever it is that's in it. I love the in betweens of everything. I think that's why. And I like being called a coffee snob. I really enjoy that. It's like something that my friends know me as. They're just like, that's the girl that has like the coffee snob nose.
Do you connect with the terroir and the kind of story elements of like having a sense of connection to the place that it came from when you talk about like a single origin, like and identifying like this is Colombian or the region that it came from? Does that speak to you at all?
I don't ever really like I just know that places have seasons and places don't always have coffee available. So, for example, like Miramar had a coffee had never existed. And once they brought that coffee in, it's like helping that environment and helping that country or helping that city and or that town or that place where they're opening up their economic boundaries to coffee and more ports and like just more economic process, you know. So that's what I like the most. It's like this place is so unique to this thing, and once it's out and about, it's supposed to prosper because it's coffee.
And that also speaks to just like the importance of conscientious consuming, right? And like supporting folks who do it right. Not don't go get the Folgers can because it's probably not the most ethically sourced beans. So if you can, I think about this a lot. This past Saturday was National Honeybee Day, and I've been doing a lot of stuff like this, like connecting with people that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to. We had a chat a few weeks ago with a apiarist, so I got to learn a lot about like the importance of honeybees and like how they, adapt in the natural environment. Because what you end up doing is like seeing this thing that feels like it's invading on your life. A lot of what he talks about is like going into somebody's garage and there's a honeybee colony on some old corner of the garage, and they're like, I just don't want this thing here. It's an invasive species to me. But just unpacking, why are those bees there? Well, it's because their natural environment got threatened or something, because they don't feel safe because of lawn mowing practices in this neighborhood or the use of pesticides or something else. So just thinking about, how can we support folks that are doing it right, that are caring for things that give back. And yeah, honey and whiskey is the best, and we're going to use a little bit of it in the next cocktail. We're still having some loading and bandwidth issues, but this is where all the fun stuff comes in. We get into the world of shaken drinks. I think we might get bumped again here. Skittles music in the house. Welcome back.
It's like we're taking small intermissions. It's like this is a musical or something.
We're just having a pause, and then I have to awkwardly fill all the dead air. That's all right. I get to work on this anyways.
You're doing so good. I got to see it while it stops loading. I get to see you like try to maneuver through that. I love it. You're doing so good.
Yeah, you got to land gracefully. Well, we've got you, and we've got you back, so we'll assume that we have a strong internet connection, such just reconnected. Tom doesn't tell jokes. He does his best. Tom does his best. But
Tom tells real life stories that sound like jokes.
The world is funny. You got to look on the bright side. So I really want to make this weird watermelon Campari drink. So let's jump into the next song.
Yes.
Take us there. What's the next one?
The next song is called Anywhere. This song is about feeling like you can fall in love at any point with anyone. Absolutely feeling like you can go anywhere for this person. Like if this person was in Canada right now at the other side of Portland, or they're in Antarctica, or they're in anywhere, just like if they're in Crete or wherever they are, you literally will take a plane and go anywhere for this person. And that's where that song came from. I was just like willing to do anything for this person. And love is like that. They say that when you're in love, you're kind of blind. Love is blind. Because your brain has these chemicals that imbalance you, and they don't let you see straight, and they don't let you think straight. So that's where the song comes from. It's just more to connect with anyone who's ever deeply loved someone that they were so blind, or liked someone so much that they would do anything to be with that person.
So this song goes out to Becca because you're gonna take the puppy to her anywhere.
Anywhere.
literally from New York to Portland
I
and bring
will
a puppy.
travel with this puppy. I will do it. All she has to do is tell me when and where. Like, she's in Seattle, yeah, or Port. Where is
Uh,
she?
Becca's like in a van now, going wherever she wants, but currently I
That's
think in
amazing.
Portland, so uh, it fits into
So
the narrative
happy.
perfectly.
Yeah. Well, let's go into it. This is Cornelio's favorite song, also. It's a very simple song, but I really, once again, like I like making things that are easy to remember, and kind of easy for audiences to become a part of what's going on, and for them to be able to sing with me. Even if you can't sing, it doesn't even matter. It's more like whatever that moment brings to you. I always ask in the audience for people to close their eyes and sing these things or sing these words to whoever it pertains to, and letting it go at the end of the song, like letting it breathe and having a moment of meditation through it, so that we can all, I guess, be at peace with whatever the fuck we're going through. It's just so hard to like be at peace with whatever we're going through. So the song is called Anywhere, and it's for anyone feeling like that they can go anywhere for love.
And sing along if you're at home.
Please. I forgot. Hold on. Anywhere. Anywhere. I will go anywhere. I will go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. He's infiltrated all my thoughts. Where did this all start? Yeah, it must have been when I gave you my heart. Where did this all start? He raised in the city where he's from. I'm astounded with everything he's done. Presence that walked in a room, I felt it, then I saw you. Then I saw you. I saw you. Then I saw you. And I'll go anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. I walked up and next, what's your name? You told me please lead the way. It felt so natural to say that I want you here to stay. Here to stay. Won't you stay? Please just stay. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere to see you. I'll go anywhere. Ooh. I'll go anywhere. Oh, ooh, I'll go anywhere. Thanks.
Yeah, now we're gonna shake it.
Thank you, everyone who's tuning in. I really appreciate it. Even Rudy's in here, babe. Rudy's tuning in. It's crazy.
Yeah, a good fan club.
Huh?
That you've got a good fan club.
You know? They come around here and there.
Well, cheers to this one.
Oh, and Josh. Josh is in here. That's Cornelio's cousin. Thank you for being here, Josh.
Hot dog. You can't taste it at home.
Wait, thanks.
This is the
Things
perfect
got
drink.
paused. One more time. Sorry.
So you can't taste it, folks at home, but this is definitely the perfect drink for this song.
Yeah.
So what I did for this one, again, I wanted to do something shaken and stirred, and I think, from my perspective, it worked out perfectly. Something stirred, a little bit more robust, more spirit forward. It's the kind of drink that you want for the breakup song to also get you through. And then we go from the breakup song to the fall in love again song, I'd Go Anywhere. And this also has, rum from the Dominican Republic. So,
Ooh! Is it Brugal?
Brugal. Yeah.
Woo! This spoke to my soul.
With sherry cask, and then our rye, which has port casks from Portugal. So different world woods from different continents coming together with pineapple juice, watermelon Campari. So we're all over the place. Bitter stuff from Italy. That's the kind of go anywhere piece of it. Cocktail ingredients from all over the world, but also super fruity and colorful and robust and fresh and refreshing. I
need the ingredient list for that one. I definitely have a shaker at home.
The hard part is just having a watermelon and a bottle of Campari and just let them hang out, and then the rest of it. You got the Noble Oak, so you're like halfway there.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for your...
That 188 plus Noble Oak, my two go-tos. Oh.
Brugal 1888, this particular bottling. So that's when the Brugal distillery was founded, 1888. So yeah, thank you so much. We're getting to the end. We got this thing's going to kick us off in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And what I like to do at the back end of the interview is kind of say, like, give us a little context for just what your life has been like for the last couple of months. I know that, like, New York, we had a lot of folks on the chat here who were hanging out in New York, and just how tough it was in the beginning. So, our heart goes out to all of you who, had some really challenging months, but it now feels like you're doing as well as anybody in the country right now with the crisis. So that's great. But just kind of like how that's hit your life. Because one thing that we think a lot about is just like, how can we stay connected to people? We think a lot about community and how important it is that folks come together and drink and share whiskey together, do tree planting events together, but just hang out and share stories and ideas and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And, musicians are such a big part of that. And initially it was like bars and restaurants, but so much now musicians that have really been hit and hurt by this thing. So we want to share some love there, but just also kind of like hear from you how you're doing, how you're adapting, and anything good that's happened. We got the puppies already, but...
Yes. Oh my God. Well, I think once this first started, I was moving out of my last apartment. And my last apartment had amazing roommates. I met John there. I met Will. And those people have always been a grounding place for me. And that was my first apartment in Brooklyn. So moving out of my first place and seeing it completely empty was really sad. I don't know if you ever felt like that. Like you you move somewhere and then you fill it up with all these things that make you you, and then you move out of it and there's no trace of you being there, and that feels so crazy because you've been there for a whole year and a half, and you would think that even a little piece of you would be there, but it's just blank walls, and and what they call now, it's like the hipster kind of apartment where there's like exposed brick. So seeing that empty was a really crazy part of 2020, and I was just bawling by myself in my room. I had told Cornelia, like, yeah, you can go, it's cool, like I'm just gonna clean up, and really I was just cleaning up my own tears off the floor because of how much I had gone through in that room, and discovered so much about myself. And then moving into this new apartment where there's so much space, there's so much love building here, there's our friends are staying here, and cultivating that kind of friendship and being able to like cook together and see movies at the middle of the night, and things like that have made 2020 really beautiful. And right when quarantine started, we were also staying with his mom, and like that was awesome. We didn't have to pay for food. We had cooked food every day, and hanging out with his family and like doing Uno, and just hanging out with close-knit people, and not reaching out to a lot, because COVID had just started, so we really had to like hone in people and kind of put our circle very small. When Cornelio and I are very everywhere in the city, we're like, we're always performing, we always have friends, we're always at jam sessions, we're always like trying to just make us feel good. And then my EP kind of got stunned, and I had to, the person who I was working with moved to Texas. So I'm hoping that I can make my way to Texas to finish the EP. And I already have like the t-shirts, my website is almost done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like things are so on edge. I was about to become a teacher at this school in the Bronx and do vocal performance and teach these kids how to like be confident on stage and, own up to themselves and own up to their songs and feel good. So a lot of things had just turned around for me. So now I'm like becoming an insurance person and like taking these tests and like helping my mom with that. And it's just really crazy. I like didn't think that this was gonna happen, and now I'm becoming a different person from COVID. And I think it's just expanding my knowledge on what one person can do, and one person should just do whatever the fuck. Even the adaptation is like really great. Like being able to just adapt, and seeing myself adapt has been really great. And then there's been a lot of where I haven't been able to like create things because I'm so caught up in trying to see like, like what can I do for life right now? Like, how can I make money again? And the unemployment benefits are like not as strong now. So I'm just like, I'm about to start doing Uber Eats. So I'm going to be seeing like anybody at their doorstep soon in Brooklyn. Like I'm probably going to deliver to friends by accident, and that's going to be kind of cool. And just expanding and not being afraid of like going back 10 steps so that I can go forward 30 steps is awesome. So I'm just right now feeling like this is a really big opportunity to just stay on the surface and not drown, like not become so somber and like think about how crazy the world is right now. So yeah,
well, with that in mind,
yeah, I can talk a lot.
I think that's great, and I'm glad that you're still, making music and staying on the bright side of things and finding ways to adapt. It definitely feels like the goalposts move, every week. And again, really thank you for joining us, for your time and for your songs and for your energy. But I really like to wrap things up with what is it's kind of like songs that give you life, which I heard on was something that they were doing on the NPR Code Switch podcast when they first launched. And I love that idea. It's like, what's the thing? But it doesn't just need to be a song. But what is the thing that has been giving you life in general?
I always talk about this, and people know me for this artist, but has just released a new album, and her album is literally just her name, which really feels like she has tuned into who she really is. And like this album really shows so many rainbow colors of who she really is. And a song there that that I really connect to, which is all of them, but the one that I like really feel that pertains to what I'm going through, just as Bianca, not as BAE or not as somebody's daughter or anybody, but just like the person who like sleeps at night with her, like when you're laying in bed and you're like thinking about what had gone through your day, like that moment, is the song called "Read My Mind" and "Green Papaya." Those two songs are such a good base for what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling or where I am, and I think. Yeah, I think those two songs, and then the quote, "Patience is a virtue," is really sinking in, like right now at this very moment. It's really something that I've always practiced, and it's really something that I've just noticed that I'm very good at. I have patience, and it is a virtue, and it's something that I very much have practiced, and it's showing. Like it's showing. People see it, so I'm really happy about that it's surfaced.
Well, that's great. Yeah. So say again who it is. Leanne LaHavis.
Leanne Lahavis, yeah, she's actually a London. She's from London, and she's actually Greek as well. So it's kind of cool that both of those worlds are colliding. And the two songs are "Read My Mind" and "Green Papaya," which she doesn't say those words in the song, but that makes it such a good song for that very reason. You like feel like a green papaya once you finish listening to it. You feel like a fruit with seeds inside of it, like things that are ready to go and grow as soon as you open them. And then the quote, "Patience is a virtue."
And finally, how do we stay in touch with you? Where can we find some of the music that you have recorded and listen to what you've got going on?
Well, I don't really have any music out, but I do have what I like to keep up with on Instagram. That's the best place to see what's going on. I still post photos and videos. I was just a part of a small shoot with my friend Tony Glossy. I was like his lover in the video, who's good friends with Cornelia, with his permission in the video, like holding hands with somebody else. And with that being said, there's always something going on. I'm always performing live, but now I think it's about time to open up and kind of do my interviews again. I was doing something like this called Essential Sounds, and that was basically my company that I was starting to blossom with. But then, you start something off, and then you feel like you need to take a step back and see what the real mission is with this and how you can go further with it. So Essential Sounds is something that I'm working on. BAE Music is something you can always tune into. And I'll always be here. I'll always literally be on Instagram because it's quarantine. There's nothing else to do.
Here, stay tuned for more interviews and live videos.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I hope you're staying safe and well and getting some sunshine and taking care of the puppies and still writing and singing and making cool tunes. So really appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Wait, Tony.
Oh,
Hey.
Tony.
So I just wanted to show everybody this art here. My friend Cassie had made it. I'm gonna put her Instagram on there, but she had made this and sent it from California, and that's why it's on here. It's because I wanted to support also another friend through her process of art and also through quarantine. And once again, just thanking Noble Oak for our bottles of whiskey. Now I'm going to be able to have fun with them. I'm so happy with how they taste and with the participation that you guys are having with these beautiful artists and stuff. So just thank you.
Thank you. Definitely let us know if you mix anything up. Shoot us the recipes and
Yeah,
we'll throw them up on the gram and keep it going. Keep the love going. So thanks again. Thanks so much.
thank you so much.
Bye.